How to fix DLSS shadow glitches in Horizon Forbidden West. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Horizon Forbidden West is a visual masterpiece. But if you are playing on a modern GPU, you might have encountered frustrating visual artifacts. During our recent investigations at Teknobalta, we noticed severe shadow flickering, object ghosting, and pixelated borders appearing throughout the game world. After running extensive diagnostics in our testing lab, we pinpointed these anomalies to conflicts between upscaling technologies like DLSS, frame generation, and specific shadow rendering engines. These glitches can ruin your immersion, but our technical team has engineered a comprehensive troubleshooting protocol to eliminate them completely. Today, we are sharing our exclusive findings and providing you with a step-by-step masterclass on restoring flawless visual fidelity to your gameplay experience. Step 1. Disable DLSS frame generation. Our testing revealed that the primary culprit for shadow artifacting is the simultaneous activation of DLSS and frame generation. Navigate to your display settings and completely toggle off frame generation while keeping DLSS enabled. This simple isolation prevents the artificial frames from miscalculating shadow projections during rapid camera movements. Step 2. Drop shadow quality to minimum. If you wish to maintain high frame rates with upscaling, Teknobalta's analysis found that lowering the in-game shadow quality to the absolute lowest setting bypasses the glitch entirely. The engine struggles to render high-resolution dynamic shadows through the DLSS algorithm, causing severe pixelation. By reducing this specific parameter, the engine utilizes a simpler shadow map that scales perfectly without tearing. Step 3. Switch to deep learning anti-aliasing. Instead of using DLSS for upscaling, we highly recommend switching your anti-aliasing method to DLAW if your hardware permits. DLAW uses the same artificial intelligence infrastructure to smooth edges at native resolution, rather than upscaling from a lower internal resolution. This completely eliminates the spatial data loss that causes shadow flickering on distant foliage and structures. Step 4. Manually update the DLSS core library. During our deep dive, we discovered that the default DLSS library file shipped with the game may be outdated and prone to ghosting. We suggest navigating to your game installation directory and manually replacing the library file with the latest version from NVIDIA Developer Portal. This updated algorithmic dataset handles complex lighting and shadow intersections far more accurately. Step 5. Disable NVIDIA Reflex low latency. While NVIDIA Reflex is excellent for competitive shooters, our diagnostic tools showed it can occasionally desync frame pacing in this specific title when combined with upscaling. Go into the graphics menu and disable NVIDIA Reflex completely to ensure the rendering pipeline operates sequentially. This stabilizes the frame times and prevents the shadow rendering engine from skipping calculation cycles. Step 6. Clear the DirectX shader cache. Corrupted shader compilation is a frequent source of visual glitches, and clearing it is a mandatory step in our troubleshooting protocol. Open the Windows Disk Cleanup utility, select your main operating system drive, and check the box for DirectX shader cache to wipe the corrupted files. Upon your next game launch, the engine will rebuild these shaders from scratch, often resolving lingering shadow anomalies. Step 7. Turn off dynamic resolution scaling. Teknobalta's performance monitoring indicated that dynamic resolution scaling actively fights against fixed DLSS presets, creating aggressive visual noise. Ensure this setting is entirely turned off in the display menu, so the internal rendering resolution remains static. A consistent resolution pipeline prevents the shadow maps from constantly resizing and artifacting across your screen. Step 8. Switch to alternative upscalers temporarily. To isolate the issue specifically to tensor cores, we tested swapping the upscaler from DLSS to alternative technologies built into the engine. Navigate to the upscaling options and select a different algorithm to see if the shadow glitches persist on your hardware configuration. While we noted similar issues during testing, changing the upscaler can force the engine to reset its temporal data pool and clear the screen. Step 9. Perform a clean graphics driver installation. Residual data from previous driver updates frequently causes upscaling technologies to misbehave in newly released software. We advise using a dedicated uninstaller tool in safe mode to completely eradicate your current graphics drivers. Afterward, install the latest game-ready driver directly from the official manufacturer website to ensure a pristine software environment. Step 10. Disable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. Operating system level graphics scheduling occasionally conflicts with frame generation algorithms by forcefully overriding memory allocation. Navigate to your system graphics settings and toggle this feature off, followed by a full reboot. Our testing confirmed that delegating scheduling back to the processor stabilizes the frame buffer and cleans up shadow rendering. Step 11. Modify control panel texture filtering. Overly aggressive texture optimization in the driver control panel can degrade shadow maps before they even reach the upscaling algorithm. Open your graphics control panel, navigate to your global three-dimensional settings, and set texture filtering quality to maximum. This forces the hardware to prioritize visual accuracy over minor performance gains, smoothing out the jagged edges on ground shadows. Step 12. Force anisotropic filtering via driver. Sometimes, the in-game anisotropic filtering fails to apply correctly to alpha textures and shadow borders. In your graphics control panel, manually override the application settings and force anisotropic filtering to the maximum value. This guarantees that textures viewed at oblique angles render with absolute precision, mitigating the noisy pixelation around character models. Step 13. Delete game-specific profile data. Corrupt configuration files in your user directory can lock in broken graphics variables that the in-game menu cannot overwrite. Navigate to your local document folder, find the game directory, and delete the profile configuration files. Launching the game will generate fresh default settings, immediately purging any lingering rendering corruption from your previous sessions. Step 14. Cap frame rate below monitor refresh rate. Uncapped frame rates interacting with generation technology can cause tearing that closely mimics upscaling artifacts. We recommend using your graphics control panel to strictly cap your maximum frame rate just below your monitor's native refresh rate. This ensures adaptive synchronization remains engaged at all times, preventing the engine from rendering mismatched shadow frames. Step 15. Disable third-party overlays. During our extensive software conflict checks, we found that active overlays from communication or recording software occasionally intercept the render pipeline. Disable all overlay software running in the background before launching the application. Removing these hooks ensures that the upscaling algorithm has unobstructed access to the frame buffer, reducing the chance of visual tearing. Step 16. Verify integrity of game files. Missing or corrupted core engine files can directly impact how the software handles lighting and upscaling mathematics. Open your digital storefront launcher, access the application properties, and select the option to verify the integrity of your installed files. This process automatically replaces any damaged rendering modules that might be causing the persistent shadow errors. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.